February is already almost over, and in that time, I've been able to make a decent amount of headway for my game. To start off, I began rewriting a good chunk of my UI code. The original code I had was unnecessarily complex and was causing visual bugs such as inventory slots containing no items when they should, or containing the wrong item. Once I squared that away, I decided to add some new UI components. First off, in the top left corner, I added a simple outline to indicate the active weapon the player is holding. Next, I created a small info box that contains useful information about each item. It's still a work in progress, but I'm satisfied with how it works so far. Giving the player all of this info about each item will make it much easier to construct a particular type of gun. The biggest thing that I've been working on this month is the implant system. As of right now, I have a very rudimentary system that I plan to flesh out as time goes on, but the foundations have been constructed and they work so far. The overall idea is simple. Your player has stats, and in order to increase them, you have to use implants. Each implant has a set of requirements and a set of skills that it'll increase. If the player doesn't meet the requirements, then they can't equip the implant. For example, in this screenshot you can see in the bottom right corner that I currently have agility and strength at 4 points. The leg implant I'm hovering over requires 3 points of agility and 2 points of strength. I could equip this since I meet the requirements, and in turn it would increase each stat by 1 point. Let's take a look at a more complex example. As you can see here, there are implants in our inventory with various requirements and skill buffs. Ultimately, we want to try and equip the leg implant, but in order to do that, we're going to have to be a little strategic with our other implants. Let's start off by equipping the waist implant since it's the only implant we meet the requirements for. Now that our stats are 2-3, we're able to equip the chest implant. And now let's go ahead and add the left arm implant. At this point, we would be able to add the better waist implant if it weren't for the lower level implant that's already occupying our space. But if you recall, the waist implant that's equipped has both agility and strength at 1 point. So if we remove that implant, it brings our stats down to 10 and 8, which still meets the requirements for the higher level waist implant. So actually, we can go ahead and equip the better waist implant and finish off with the leg implant. The idea that I'm trying to get across is that you will have the ability to potentially equip high level implants if you're able to strategize with the lower level implants. For anyone unfamiliar, this concept of putting high level gear on a low level character can be found in various MMOs, and my experience with this mechanic comes from the old school MMO called Anarchy Online. And I'm hoping that I can integrate this mechanic into my game because I think it's a pretty fun and unique way of making your character stronger. The stats that I currently have implemented are merely just placeholders. At some point, I will expand on them, but for now, they're being used to showcase the implant system. As for what I want to work on next, well, let's just say that I've had a feature in the back of my head that's been haunting me for a bit. You know that feeling you get when you have a very important task to do, and the longer that you wait, the more headache it's going to cause? But you tell yourself you'll eventually get to it, and the cycle repeats. For me, that's the save and loading feature. But that's what I'm going to be working on this month. Also, for anyone that's interested, I used a free and open source animation library called Motion Canvas to show off how the implant system worked. If you're a programmer and you want to make fluid and sleek animations through coding, then you should check it out. I'll leave a link to the homepage in the description as well as the creator's YouTube channel. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.